go back and forth feeding the hookah, and he loved to eat.
Okay.
And you know, he always called me Big Jimmy. Well,
Oh.
all my sons always call me Big Jimmy. You know, Big Jimmy. You know,
Yeah.
so you know, we always just have we always just it's been and he's very close with his family.
Mm.
Like the girls on my other son, Jimmy,
Mhm.
they cover him. They would go to hell back and forth and
Was he the
yeah.
youngest?
Oh,
Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah.
Okay.
And so, and the girls on his side of the family, from Punkin to Beaker to Diamond to Missy to Mooney,
Mhm.
you know, to Ashanti, and I'm talking about they'll go to hell for him. I mean,
Yeah.
they were. As a matter of fact, if he get ready to get into a fight, Mooney be right there with him. Him, Mooney can just be done fell out with each other. So he always just have been,
Uh huh.
you know what I mean? He
Yeah.
always just have, yeah, and always just, you know, he was just a loving son.
What are you gonna miss most?
Uh, his smile, his jokes.
Mm.
You know, I think, since you lost her grandmother, Ann, rest in peace, Queen Ann Elizabeth. You probably you knew Miss Featherstone. I don't know whether you knew
Yeah.
Ann or not.
I don't.
That was her
But I do.
daughter.
I remember Miss
And
Yellowstone.
we buried her mother about a year and a half ago because she was heartbroken and she was suffering,
Mm.
but she never would tell nobody. And
Mm.
she told Tammy, and she told me myself, y'all get justice for my boy.
Mm.
And she held on long as she could.
Yeah.
And then his uncle passed away. A couple Tim Atchison, rest in peace, Tim, and because he used to come to the rallies,
Mhm.
and all of them been a part of it. And it devastated, the family. It
Yeah.
really and
Yeah.
sent, it hurt so bad because sent just wanted justice. Them, that's all I just want. Damn some money, damn everything. I just
Right.
want son Kim, and I made a vow to her that I will.
Mm.
I made a vow to her.
And Cynthia is his mother, correct? Cynthia's mom.
Cynthia's his mother.
So let's. I remember hearing you tell me that that she is deceased now. And can you? And so you think it was because of a broken heart? Was she? Is.
Yes, it was because of broken heart. Just because she would cry, and sometimes we go to do rallies, and she'll probably stay 30 minutes of interviews,
Mhm.
and sometimes she'll just break down during the interviews, and just I don't want to do it no more. Either sometimes, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She always tried to be as strong as she could, but sometimes when we leave depression, the door open for depression
Right.
and discouragement, and once they get in, and what's
Hard to get
lied
out.
to you, it's hard to get.
Yeah,
It's
it's
hard to
hard.
put it back out.
Easy to get in there, but hard to get out.
Hard to get out. That's right.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. It's unfortunate that your son, passed, but then these girls not only lost their brother, their mom as well. And so I'm just really sad to hear that. Let me just make sure that I ask you: is it something that I have not covered? Is it something that you want to say to bring light towards anything that I have not mentioned or talked about?
Okay, let me. I think did I say all right? I want to make sure I say it all. Destiny, 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 Ashanti, Beaker, Missy, Diamond, and Pumpkin.
Okay.
Okay, and then I don't know. I'm trying to make sure then Portia,
Okay.
Jada Huggy, and Portia, Jada Huggy, and Jemiah on my side.
Okay.
And it just so much. But I think that wrong is wrong no matter who says it did,
It's
who
true.
does. And I think Fulton County District Attorney Fannie Willis is very wrong. I think that I'm upset that black pastors.
Mm.
I had to call it like it is
Mhm.
because in my thing, nobody black pastors, black leadership,
Right.
black entertainment. The Black Mecca,
Right.
the birthplace of Dr. Martin Luther King,
Yeah.
creator of the Civil Rights Movement, and black pastor and black leadership and black business, black entertainment, and ain't nobody said a
Ain't
word.
nobody doing nothing. So do you think, Danny? Do you think the DA, Atlanta's DA, is acting because it's almost like it's personal, like she say not personal to her, but I think you made a statement that she said that she didn't like the way he put the kids under the bed. Do you think that she's reacting from like her personal belief about it versus what the actual act was?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. I think another part of it is that the police union.
Mm.
They don't get that law. See, the police union was looking for somebody who wouldn't prosecute police,
Right.
and they
Right.
found that person in Fannie Willis because
Mm.
she done dismissed a lot of cases
Mm.
from Rayshard Brooks to Rayshard Brooks and what's the other young man name? DeAndre Phillips, who got shot by undercover in the parking lot down on Bankhead, and several other cases we don't know about. So, and she tried to pass them on. So, I think she's more like intimidated.
Okay.
Intimidated, and I think the favors is favors because
What do you think about the recourse? What do you think? Let's say for instance, if she decides just not to do anything, not to move at all, what recourse do you have? Can you go to like the FBI? Like, is there who's over her that you could push it? Is it just the voters? Like, do you know?
I think it's mostly the voters got to get out of there. I think a lot of people are dissatisfied with the job that she's done. I talked, I passed out flights, I passed them out of the east side out everywhere, and I'm surprised how a lot of white voters are very disappointed in her. When I get more disappointed statements coming from a lot of white Americans and stuff. So I just really think that the bottom line, we have to strategize more.
Okay.
Apply more pressure.
Okay.
Because I don't trust her none one another.
So when you say strategize, you mean everybody get together, people get together, and they figure out a way to get her out, or a way to make her act, or
a different way to make her. I think attack from every angle that you can attack from.
Okay.
To apply more pressure.
I got you.
Because see, Atlanta Mayor Keisha Bottom, she did a lot of damage. Because you got to understand, Keisha Bottom suppressed the news. That's one of the main reasons why Families United, Bianca Austin, Jacob Blake, and Cortez Rice came down, because they know she was suppressing the news, and her relationship with stars such as T.I. and different stars.
Okay.
They stayed away from the case because Attorney Griggs made a call to T.I. while we was in his office, and he said this man Jimmy Atchison from Southwest Atlanta, he just got murdered by police. And, we were shocked. And then he asked T.I., said, what you going to do about it? And T.I. said, I don't want to have nothing to do with it. They were the exact words, and I had to call it like I said.
Right.
I called it like I heard. They were the exact words. So, and then her relationship with pastors and leadership, this black girl Maddie thing. And so it's like Keisha Bottom did a lot of damage for me down there. She did a lot of damage. A lot of damage. She did a lot of damage to my son, Kate. She put a dark cloud over my son, Kate. And people thought that placed many obstacles and hurdles before. Like, it took her 2 months to offer condolences. And a day before a town hall meeting that was scheduled for Cascade Methodist Church, but because she knew we were coming.
Right.
And it was a meeting that we were scheduled to meet with Chief Shields, in which she had over 60 police there waiting on us. But yet and still, you just went to a town hall meeting at Buckhead, and you had 15, 20 officers, and they called you everything but the child of God. So, she placed many obstacles and hurt us out where she did a lot of damage, and the obstacle of the game was to wear and tear down, and we ain't going nowhere. That's my mind.
Right.
We ain't going nowhere.
Well, I had no idea that that she had played a part, maybe, in suppressing some stuff, or not pushing stuff forward. I never really thought about the mayor even being involved in things like this, but it's all political. Yeah. Especially when it's an election year, things start to get difficult. But I never even thought about that part of it.
Yeah, I spoke with Mayor Andre Dickinson. I met him one time, and he said we met, and he had to leave, but he told us to give the information out. Me and advocate Kiana Jones, a New Georgia project. She emailed the information to his assistant, and we waited about 4 months. We didn't hear nothing, and then 2 months later, we went to lobbying on the state capitol steps, and I seen him again, and he shook my hand. I said, "Look, I'm gonna be at you now, letting you know, because you made a promise that you were gonna meet with my family and other family." And another 2 months, and I was standing outside this capitol with this sign right there, and I know he was shocked to see me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm coming, like I said, I'm coming. So, and he just rolled by me. He said, "Hey, I just want to let you know until I talk to her." And I was like, "Damn, you ain't gonna say stop, talk to who?" I didn't know who he was talking about. And then I seen him a fourth time. I was going to speak at city council meeting, and I seen him in the corner. And I let me get this sign. and get over in their corner make seat. So he stopped
Right.
and talked to him, and I told him I was disappointed in him because, this is my exact words. I said, let me explain something. You don't throw us on the bus.
Mm.
So I said, do police brutality, why ain't it a top priority to you?
Right.
And then I said, no, let me rephrase the question. Why isn't police killing these black men a top priority? You
Right.
come from Adamville.
Mm.
And the only thing we ever asked for is fairness. That's all the families ask for. That's what we
That's
ask for.
it.
Fairness and truth. But, each one of the same people tied up. They tied up together. Now there's upset about relationships.
Yeah.
And these relationships, these walls need to be tore down some kind of way.
Right. I agree with that.
And get some people in there who going to do the right thing.
Who's
That's all we do.
And that's all we ask for is just doing the right thing. I remember seeing a post that you had posted on your social media, and I thought was really powerful. And I'm not really sure where it came from, but it just showed a lot of different people who had been arrested violently, and each one, there was a white person that was arrested. That was, I think the police got called on and was not, he got a chance to walk out. And then there was a black person, I think the next picture was like a black man who was not armed or who was not violent, and he was killed. And then it went on for like 6 different pictures.
Yeah.
And I thought, when you see it combined like that, it's sad. It's sad. Like, why, even in 2022, when do we begin to feel human or feel like we are we at least seen as human? Because you can't very well treat us like we've been treated if you look at us as human. In my opinion, anyway.
That's right. And we're not, they look at us as, we're getting looked at as entertainment, and even back when you go to the slavery days, entertainment, but not equal. Right. And I used to always say, if I can run so fast and jump so high, then you pay to see me play. But if I speak out or try to educate my people, you find ways to make me pay. And so we have to understand that we hold enough power within us. We have to stop waiting on others to dictate and set our limitations. It's time for us to stop being a doormat that others wipe their feet on. And when I say that, because through manipulation and through controlment, that's what happens.
It's true.
So it's like, only thing these families, the only thing we ever ask for is fairness. Now the white guy, Lance, or I can't think his last name, in Kentucky, he murdered 3 police, shot 6 police, murdered 3 a couple of weeks ago.
I can't remember.
And killed the police dog. And he walked out. He walked about, they let him walk out. My son was unarmed and surrendered. Breonna Taylor was in her bed. You know what I mean? Jacob Blake was in front of his children. Jacob Blake too. So a lot of these young black men, people say, Katherine Johnson was in her own home, 92-year-old.
Right.
In 2000, I think 16 or something, 2006, she was in her own home.
Yeah.
A botched drug raid. Then they try to put, then they try to plant drugs. Tamir Rice went at it with 12. Plant with a BB gun, and then you want to say the first thing, what we say is, what did they do? You don't have to do nothing but just be black.
That's it. Just
You're
wear
a
your
target.
skin.
You're a target.
Wear the skin that you're in.
Yeah, what are you putting up at? And one thing that really, really frustrates me, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry got stopped. He didn't have a detail with it. He got stopped by Atlanta police in an undercover car at the airport about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And according to the Atlanta Constitution again. And when he got stopped, he made a funny turn. And so when he made the turn, the officer pulled up, put the blue light on. And they walked to the car, to a white officer, and said, hey, sir, how you doing, sir? You know you made a legal turn. He said, yeah, because I thought somebody would follow me. And the officer didn't know who he was. He said, why would somebody be following you? By that time, another officer knocked on the other side, another white officer on the other side of the window. This Atlanta Constitution now.
Okay.
Knocked on the other side of the window. And he told him, say, sir, cut the car. Tyler Perry, he got ready to reach for the keys, and he snatched his hand back. Because something came to his mind what his mother always had told him.
Right.
Anytime you get stopped by 2 white officers, say
Keep
yes sir, no sir.
And keep your hands visible.
And keep your hands visible. So Tyler Perry, he got so scared. That means that where he got so scared, he said he wanted to get out of the car. So he asked him, could he get out of the car? So when they let him out of the car, because he wanted to get out of the car, he wanted somebody to see him.
Right.
Because he was scared. Now a black officer rolled by there, he knew who he was, called the 2 officers to the back. They said, sorry, Mr. Perry. And see what frustrates me more about this is, God let you live through a situation where a lot of black men didn't make it out of, for you to be a voice and you won't even be no voice for it. And it ain't sad, it's pathetic.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about, people can say what they want to say about LeBron James, but he is an advocate. Like he speak up more so than a lot of people. I don't know how much, but I've seen him, advocate on some certain things and to use his platform. But you're right. I think that Atlanta is like the mecca of black people and black success, and I think that people could do better. If you had a message to black leaders, but not just black leaders, but leaders, to entertainers, to sports players in Atlanta to get involved, what would be your message? Like, what would you say to them?
I would say, and one thing we made the mistake of again, we got too complacent. Our ancestors have sacrificed through their suffering, through their struggling, through their heartaches, through their death, through their bloodshed, to make it better for us as a people.
Yeah.
We got too complacent. Our lives begin to end the moment we become silent about things that matter. Our lives matter, and we got to understand that our lives matter. They passed the torch to us, and the fight don't went out because it's time to stop being commercialized. It stop being selfless and self-centered. It just put the ego to the side and let's get the job done, because a whole race of people are dependent upon us.
That's true.
And we just stop letting them down.
I think about how it would be, and there may be, I'm just not really, I don't know, I just maybe haven't done any research on it, but it seems like there's a place in the world or even in Atlanta for a lot of older black men to come together and in some type of fashion to do some mentoring, to do some teaching and some education. You know what I mean? To not just educate them on on being men, but about getting involved and being and continuing the torch. I think about too, like if when John Lewis is gone. What's my guy name in New York? Still, he has Al Sharpton. When those cats get out of here, when those old heads get out of here, who's fighting? Like, who's doing the fighting for us? And so there may be a place for somebody to gather people together and come together and start fighting. Like, and again, these people may be out there already. I just may not be privy to it. Maybe I just haven't seen it. I just haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
But it just seems like there is a place for the education of it all.
Well, it's a lot of black civil rights leaders still out here. You don't see them get the publicity that a lot get, but we got some real ones out here.
Yeah.
They're not about.
And you mentioned Gerald Griggs. I've met him before, and I've seen him on the front.
I met Nathan Knight, president of the CAB, SCLC.
Okay.
Who walked with Cave, who got spit on, who got called niggers. You got man, this man gonna get me. And I talk to him all the time, because see, these people ain't about commercialized. They ain't about being commercialized.
Okay.
They ain't about trying to take nobody money. They ain't about the spotlight. They just want to get it did. Because I look at, with no disrespect, I love Martin Luther King, but I look at Ebenezer Baptist Church as a church that's about showtime now. Because you see people with the big hat. You see people everybody quoting Dr. Martin Luther King's speeches.
Right.
And you see all this going on. But so many of people are strayed far away from what Dr. King was about. Dr. King was about fighting against racism and police brutality. How many people in that church that be popping up at that church gonna do the same thing? But you want to keep. So, I think we got